enemy is someone whose story you haven't yet heard, and a friend is someone who finds you by listening with their heart inside your words. An enemy is someone whose story you haven't yet heard. We're glad for you to join us today for Love and Activism in the Time of COVID. My name is Zhaleh. I know some of you are new friends and faces, and I'm the co-director of the Mandala Center for Change with Marc Weinblatt. Poetic Justice Theater Ensemble is a community service program of the Mandala Center for Change. We are in our 19th season, which is pretty darn incredible. And we are a group of citizen actors who use applied theater to spark dialogue on burning social issues.
Love and activism in the time of COVID. For me, everything is activated through my servitude. Mercy and goodness inspires us all, just like our grandma said. When good news comes, it sings, but bad news swarms, a nest of angry walls. I go online trying to stay abreast of the changing situation, and that's the trip, because not only is it always changing, but it always seems bad. Can you feel me on that? Everyone wants the best that can be arrived at, the ideal, something that we could work with, the good google moogle that we want to make our own, but it's not ours to have and hold at this moment. Is shelter in place the code for shelter in the time of storm? My family has had a reunion every summer for 80 years. Through pestilence and war, factory strikes, freedom, rioting, freedom, marching, 80 years. And this is only the second time we've had to suspend our reunion. The first time the younger folks weren't even born. That summer had a slew of accidents, unforeseen violence, kids getting sick, and a host of our elders dying. The domino effect. But this year, it's the pandemic. And the runaway fear is like driving a car with no steering wheel. Can you feel me? Can you take my pulse? Can you tell me if I'm feverish? Can't nobody trust anything that comes from anybody not wearing gloves and a face mask? Somebody, please do something. Hey, who's in charge? Who's in charge here? Now, that's the 100-pound question.
Right. This performance is focused on activism, given the restrictions of this time. COVID-19. Activism. Love. So now I'm going to invite the audience. I'm going to invite the audience in one or at most two words to chat, to type chat when you think of activism during this time of COVID. What comes up for you in one or two words? Please chat them. risk, helpless, oh, yeah. Cautious and strategic. Grief. Speaking the truth. Supporting the vulnerable. Burnout. Reaching out to elders. Privileges. Government opportunism. Anti-Blackness. Activism or sit still. Nothing left. That was a little theater of the oppressed image theater. We're going to shift to some short forms, playback short forms. When you think of your activism during this time, what are some of the obstacles? What are some of the struggles that you've been having or are having? Thank you. You wrote police. Please share a little bit about this obstacle and how it's playing out in your life.
Well, I tell you, here in Greece, to go everywhere, we have to write a note where to go and what we want to do. And we have very specific options. And if many times police find the people who demonstrate on the street and write, how can I say that? But they have to pay something because there is no excuse to be out on the street. You understand?
Yes. So I'm clear. This is not how it's always been. This is right now that you basically must explain all of your actions.
everything, yes.
And who are you explaining it to? Who do you send it to? To the police? To the government?
The government, yes, the government.
Oh, okay, great. And how does it feel having to do this? What are some of the feelings that come up for you?
I can't say angry, actually. Angry, simple angry, yeah.
Okay, so let's get a cast on stage. Joe, we're going to do a fluid sculpture. Joe's story of having to be transparent, to explain every move they make to the government at the risk of police interfering with the activism and the anger that comes up. Let's watch.
I am chained. I am chained. I am chained.
I don't understand, officer. I don't understand. I cannot.
What about this note? Can you read this? Help me.
I'm chained.
I
I'm a voice. Let me out.
Help me.
don't understand.
Just need to get
There.
man. Chained.
I don't understand.
Let me out.
Thank you, actors. You were speaking about the pandemic being political before it's personal. Please share a little bit about what that means for you.
It means that ideology is overtaking the feelings that people are having of grief, anger, sadness, and fear. And instead of feeling those in their person and sitting with that, it gets transmitted into sound bites, messages, and eventually, in the US, the willingness to do things that endanger public health.
So because playback is a very personal format, how is that for you? Who are you in the story that you're telling?
I am someone who knows that those political actions will impact my health. And I have to find another reservoir of compassion that's beyond my personal capability in order to meet the level of that person's fear. Mostly we do it when it touches them personally. We try to show up and assist them in coping and metabolizing it, particularly around getting creative and meaningful with the amount of funerals, since New York has been a hub of a lot of death and people haven't been able to be together physically.
Name a couple of feelings that come up for you as you share this story. It's very powerful because you are in New York. You're in the epicenter. Yeah.
Heart-thumping nervousness, fear that even though the heart is pounding, the blood isn't getting all the way to the extremities, that feeling. And sharpened grief, like grief that's on a razor edge.
Beautiful.
With our entanglements more than our interconnectedness.
We're going to do a narrative V, diamond, folks. Sarah, my last question to you is, Yes, thank you for the depth of your sharing. Make a wish for yourself. Make a wish for yourself in this moment.
My wish is for discernment.
Beautiful. Thank you. The story of discernment. Let's watch.
Oh, 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 oh.
Ah! The edge is so narrow. The edge is cutting. The edge is so narrow. Ah! What if I go this way? Oh! What if I go that way? What if we all fall?
Oh. Today is one more day. It's not yesterday, it's today, not tomorrow. I'm right in here.
Where are my family? Where are my friends? I'm afraid if I come out of this box, this world, this place where we are, it won't be the same. Where are my people? I'm so scared to look and see what's coming. I need you. I can't feel you. I can't feel me. I can't feel me.
They think they're gonna get in my head and get in your head and make us real small. Well, let me tell you something. I see you. I see you, and you can't get me, this safe, unsafe messages pouring in. I don't want your messages anymore. I want to feel all the way in and let it hurt all the way in. And I want my tears to fall readily, cleansing until I can see clearly. May clarity come.
Thank you, actors. How was that for you?
I feel like I have more arms now that are expressing all of that at once.
breaking protocols consensually, and all of the strong feelings that come up at the fear of being turned in by one's own friends. Let's watch.
Oh, they're coming. They're going to come for me. And I know they will, because I know this in my bones. I know this in my ancestry. They come, and you don't know who to trust. And because they come for you at night. They come for you when you're just least expecting it, and there's nowhere to hide.
This is what you do, guys. You put your hands on the doors and you push. This is called resistance. They will not get in. You hear me? They will not get in. You put your hands up. You say no.
This is more than a mask. It is a gag. This is more than a mask. It is. I'm being gagged. I'm being gagged. I'm being choked. I'm being gagged. I'm being choked.
Hey, I can say what I want to say. I can say and do what I want to do. I can say everything I want. I can say it all. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What?
You want to tell me that I cannot dissent against something that just because everyone is doing it, that I have to do it? And where does that end? You've put your foot in a very dangerous door. Very dangerous door. What is going to come in now that you have stepped into line? Questioning nothing. What is going to come?
I can keep going. I don't know if I can keep going with this. When they come, they're just going to come, and they're going to get me. They're going to get my kids. They're going to get all of us.
It's more than a mask.
Who's going to be there, really? Are you kidding?
Choked. Choked.
Get me.
I'm being choked. No.
Thank you, actors. You responded with another comment about no critical voices. You're in Thailand. Hold on, say a little bit about how that's affecting you, no critical voices, and what you mean by that.
Actually, because our government is not so efficient, and people like us would like to criticize, but there will be most people don't want to hear criticism towards the government in such hardship. People tend to think that we should say something nice. When the doctor, who is the spokesman of the government, say anything, or they try to stop activities of people, spokesman came and he's doctor, and he said it's very dangerous, but he didn't care about people have nothing to eat. But when people like us would like to criticize the spokesman, that he never see hardship in people.
Right. So it sounds like in Thailand, the doctors hold a lot of power, at least the government doctors.
Yes.
And for you personally, may I ask, do you say only nice things? And if you don't, what is at risk?
I tend to keep my mouth shut because my community, well, we like being like donors. My peers, my friends tend to be giving a lot of like food, and when it's like Thai people would like to see nice things. That's our value, it's our culture. So even though I would like to say criticize the doctor or the spokesman, I keep my mouth shut.
But I'm hearing that's not how you want to be. I'm hearing that you're sad. I don't want to.
Yeah, I support people who criticize the doctor, but yeah, and I don't understand why people have to stop criticizing, because we should be able to criticize the government anyway in whatever situation.
Yeah, there's a common theme in all of these stories, or what we call in playback the red thread of the people in power, the government, the police, the doctors, even peers who might be speaking with the voice of the powers to put pressure on just conforming. What is at stake? What would happen if you spoke your truth out or did your truth?
My peers will probably not follow me in, or they might send me message that your feed is too hot, something like that.
So you risk isolation.
Yes.
From the people that are close to you. Mm-hmm. So if you feel comfortable in this context, what is one thing you would like to say or do in Thailand, but you don't? But maybe you could speak it here. What would you like to say if you could? Just one thing.
Just would like people to be more open and understand that nobody should be like sacred person.
Nobody should be a sacred person like the doctors and the people in power. That everyone is sacred. Yes?
I mean, no one is sacred. So everyone should be able to be criticized, and we should listen to each other.
Beautiful, thank you. We're gonna give you a song. We're gonna sing your story with a song and a dance. If your experience, as you've spoken about, and maybe you've already come up with it, was a song, what would the title of your song be?
Be open.
Be open. Songsiri's experience in Thailand of having to be nice, of not being critical of the government, of the doctors, of the people in power, of only saying nice things. And the title of her song is Be Open. Let's watch.
I can't criticize unless I have a smile. I can't criticize unless I have a smile. No one is sacred, even the man with the big boots. No one is sacred, even the man with the big boots. No one is sacred, even the kid with the small shoes. No one is sacred. There is nothing that we can do. Smile, 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 smile. No one is sacred but the boss. No one is sacred but the boss. No one is sacred but the boss.
What will it take to be open, open, open? I want to talk, I want to talk, I want to say something. I have to be nice. I have to be good. Don't want to make trouble. Maybe I'll lose all my friends. I don't want that to happen. Maybe I'll be all alone. I don't want that to happen. But I see the power. I see the abuse. And I just want my voice. And I want everyone to be open.
You wrote fear of the future.
Yeah, actually, I'm Syrian. I live in Lebanon, and yeah, it's just frustrating to be locked down in another country. Um, it seems for me today, I felt it seems like a very big prison, and you can just you are locked down in your house in a big city in a big country, and you cannot go back, and you cannot travel out of Lebanon. So you know it's a situation of being a refugee in a place. Yeah, so I feel like as if I'm in a very big prison.
And this is specific as with your experience as a refugee. It feels like the restrictions are even more for you than for other citizens, say in Lebanon, the other people around you in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, I was planning to travel to leave Lebanon, but now I cannot, and I feel I'm trapped here. And I can connect to many refugees, Syrian refugees who are trapped in many different places, like in Greece and Turkey and Lebanon and many other places where they would like to go and to, like, I mean, live a decent life, but they ended up locked down because of this corona and because of the political system and all the oppression is happening around the world, and specifically in such countries like Lebanon and
So, Hani, what you also mentioned the political situation, which obviously for a refugee, it's a very political
yes.
Situation. What does it look like? Who's your obstacle?
I mean, the system itself is very complicated. It's very oppressing. I consider myself privileged, but now, you know, in this COVID-19, I feel the same. I feel like others who cannot go back home, and in the same time who cannot travel to another place with a better situation, living situation. And the government, the police system is very oppressive against refugees.
That's a common thread in our performance so far, but for you as a refugee, it's amplified. Yeah, it sounds like. One word, one feeling to encapsulate your experience of all this right now. That'll be my last question. One word, one feeling.
Bleak future.
Bleak future.
Future.
Hani's story as a refugee, being trapped, being like in a prison. A bleak future. Let's watch.
I can't quite see what's coming. I can't quite see what's coming. I can't really see what's coming. I can't see what's coming.
Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me
can't
out!
See what's coming.
Stepping into fog. It's very obscure.
Can't see what's
Out.
coming.
I am being squeezed. I am disappearing. Who am I? Where am I? Where do I go?
I can't see what's coming.
Where do I go? Pushing here, pushing there. Oh, where do I go? Where am I? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? I can't go.
I can't see.
How was that? Do you feel heard?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very emotional. Thank you. It's like it touches me.
So actors, we have a few things. There's a very clear thread of being trapped for doing what you do, of being who you are, your activism, even just being a person. The obstacles are police, are government, and our friends or family, right? Friends or family. Of breaking protocols, of even going out and hugging someone, of speaking your political mind, right? So there'll be one protagonist and a number of obstacles. And there's also the fear of the future. That may be a fourth piece. Hi, everyone. Just give a little wave to each other. Find someone you know and give a little wave. Yeah. Even give a little hug. No, the police aren't gonna, your friends aren't gonna turn you in here because you're not even touching, right? Give a little hug to somebody. Give a little wave to somebody that you don't know and are curious about. Or maybe you see one of the storytellers and find a way to thank them for their profound, honest, authentic sharing. So what's about to happen is the actors are creating a forum theater play loosely based on some of the material generated with the only 5 sharings just now, and probably some of the material that came out earlier too. This is a very, very challenging format. I'm just letting you know, to go from playback story to forum is challenging in the best of circumstances. We're asking a lot of the actors right now. And I'm going to set a timer. They're going to be back in 7 minutes. So we're in 6 minutes at this point. Just tell you is the rules of the game. So in a moment, we're going to see a play. It may not be tight. In fact, it's likely not going to be very tight. But it's a play that's going to show some version of the collective struggle. We're going to see the play. I may tinker with it slightly, and then we're going to run the play again, at which point we're going to invite the audience or individuals to, usually we would say yell stop and come on stage and take the place of, in this case, probably the protagonist. We're going to be doing a more traditional forum. We sometimes as a company operate in, we use forum in different ways, but we'll probably go more traditionally. It's not about the language of oppressed, because the protagonist is all of us. And we may feel the oppression, but in Theater of the Oppressed, there is definitely conversation around marginalization, right? But in this case, we're going to solve our own struggles. So when you come up, you're just going to play you. The goal is to how to be the activist you want to be in the current reality. Sometimes I've heard colleagues say, the most important activism is to not act in the moment. So your definition of actions is up to you. There is no right answers to this. So the title of our play is Entrapment. I'm going to invite the whole audience, even though you're in mute, to at the same time, 3, 2, 1, action.
I'm so sick of being at home. This is so messed up. We got to do something. I got to do something. I got to mobilize. We have to take action. We got to take action. How am I going to do this?
We got laws here. We got laws in this country.
Maybe I'll send an email. I'll text somebody.
You have to follow the laws, follow the rules, or we will stop you. We will stop you however we have to. Believe me. We will stop you.
I don't know how to reach anyone. How do I? I'm so frustrated.
Obey the law.
Jenny, I need to talk to you.
Hello? Yeah, what's up?
I got your message, and I know you like to push back and all, but you can't do it right now. You can't host the birthday party. You can't do it.
It's 3 kids. Come on.
Come on.
It's 3 kids. It'll be, look, listen, you can't believe everything that they tell you. We're all confined. We're living in a confined way, and we're all well. And, we don't even really know what's going on. We don't even know. You know what? I can tell you this. We are being lied to.
No.
We know that.
Listen to me. If you don't choose to listen to me this time, there's no choice. I will call the police.
The police? Are you kidding me? Do you know how long we have been friends?
It is not safe. And our friendship could end no matter what. We could die. Cancel it.
I really thought I could trust you.
Cancel it.
What am I gonna do? Everything is so messed up.
This is the new norm.
What do I do?
This is how it's going to be now.
I'm gonna lose my friends. My kid he can't keep being alone. It's not fair.
Your future.
It's just
the new norm.
It's just this moment.
Your future.
This
fear.
The new norm.
The new norm. The new norm. This is it. This.
I hate this. I hate this.
End of play. Is there anybody that wants to do a very different tactic? Who would like to come up? We're not going to work with the phone call. We're going to work with the forces in operation. How can we chip away at the oppression? This is a hard one. What does Jenny do? So you can't give the future a different voice. You could create the future. So I'm going to invite people to pop up. I'm going to do something different. We're going to do a very quick rainbow of desires. You're all going to be a slice of Zhaleh's character of Jenny. One by one, you're going to just do a piece of what is going on. And as maybe some of those will be envisioning a new future.
International Community
birthday
Building.
party.
Silver
together in a society.
Silver lining.
Relax, there's no problems.
The government.
Silver lining.
Privilege.
Go slow. Care.
Can I
Get to
really
work.
imagine
Good.
New
Ways of
It
shining through
changes
everyone.
us awakening? This is
We're
in
so
my
privileged.
awakening.
Think
I
of
can't.
think.
We are the future. How can I help with healing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Well, that was a complete experiment. That was my first rainbow in the middle of a performance in a Zoom show for sure. Thank you, everyone. What, if anything, did you get out of this last 2 hours, right? What, if anything, did you get out of this last 2 hours? Please just type it in chat, and I'll start calling some of them out. Perspective, reinvention, I'm not alone, inspiration, global connection, ingenuity is needed. If everybody could mute other than the actors. Fun, affirmation, force, love, fear, understanding, hope in coming together, freedom, courage, conflict. Another form is possible. Spaciousness, sharing, heard, different perspectives, a snapshot of people around the world, hope, real voices, perspectives in diverse voices, play. We need to humble ourselves and hear each other. Belonging, rebooted, and many, many, many more. There's 80 new messages that I haven't even gotten to. This is a final fluid sculpture of our collective experience together. Let's watch.
My world has become new.
Held in the sweet embrace.
My world has become new.
We are the future. Held in the sweet embrace.
My world.
We are the future.
I hear you. I feel you.
Held.
I hear you.
Sweet embrace.
I feel you.
Creative.
Oh, I've been asking for this.
Get creative.
I hear you.
Gotta do it different.
I've been asking for this help.
I feel you.
Turn it
My world has become new.
upside down.
I've been asking for this help.
I hear you.
My world.
Get wacky.
Creative
I
connection.
feel you.
I'm asking for this help.
I hear
We
you.
are the future.
I feel you.
My world has become new.
I'm asking for this help.
Creative connection.
I'm asking for this help.
Thank you. I'm going to invite everybody.